Welcome to my channel, Statistics for Applied Linguistics. I'm Dr. Marnie Menegra, and in this video, we are going to discuss analyzing qualitative data. Now, what is qualitative data? We've got two types of data, qualitative and quantitative. Qualitative is descriptive. It is information that depicts qualities or characteristics, whereas quantitative, think of the word quantity. It's numerical. It depicts numbers, accounts, or frequencies. So this is in the testing part of the research cycle, which we've looked at in other videos. If we look at data or data, depending on how you pronounce it, qualitative data can be nominal, which is there's no natural ordering. It can be gender, race, etc. It can be ordinal, which has a natural ordering, which is the nearest to the furthest or tallest to shortest. Scale, it can be qualitative if you are using a Likert scale with words, but scale data can also be quantitative if you're coding it with numbers. Another form of quantitative data can be discrete. It can take specific values, such as a number or a cost, and continuous. It can take any value in a given interval, such as someone's weight. Okay, so let's look at these different types of data. Further, nominal data. Again, nominal data can be thought of as labels, such as gender identity, age range, nationality, CEFR level, and we often use nominal data to describe the participants as background variables. However, nominal data can be used as categories to compare groups. So if you wanted to compare the B1 level students on a CEFR scale to the C1 level students on a CEFR scale, or if you wanted to compare 2-year-olds to 4-year-olds. Okay, ordinal data, on the other hand, when the data needs to be ordered from first place to last place, nearest to furthest, and scale data when the data is represented on a scale, and there is a limit for the end of the scale, such as with a Likert scale. Now, this is going to be important to remember the difference between nominal, ordinal, and scale, because we are going to have to choose a category for the type of data once we get into JASP, and we start using JASP for some of the other analyses that we're going to be doing in this course. Now, discrete data, this data can take on a specific value, such as the cost or the dollar amount, or the number of students, or the shoe size. Whereas continuous data can take on any value in an interval, such as with weight, where there's no specific end or limit. Okay, so let's look at some examples of qualitative data. So diary accounts are observation notes. So if you're observing classroom behavior and you're taking notes, that's some of your qualitative data. Documents such as the policies, plans, curriculums, details of case studies. If you're doing a case study, any photographs, any audio recordings, video recordings, transcriptions. And these can be phonetic transcriptions, or you can write the transcriptions out in words, descriptions, and long answers from questionnaires. So what are some of the measurement tools for collecting qualitative data? So the tools that we have, MS Forms, this is one that we're going to use most often, especially in this course, or for your theses, you should be using MS Forms for the digital questionnaires. Interview recordings, as well as traditional forms or questionnaires if it's pen and paper. Observation notes. So these can be collected through pen and paper, or you can type it on your laptop, and any audio and video recordings. So this can be done through smart devices or cameras, through online programs such as Teams, Zoom, Skype. Now, a few things to remember when collecting audio and video recording. The participants must consent to having their information recorded. This needs to be disclosed at the onset of the study and on the consent forms. The data needs to be stored in a private file and not online. And you may need to code or transcribe the information in the recordings. So studies of child language, the recordings are transcribed and added to the Child's database. Okay, so Atlas TI, you can get an Atlas TI subscription if you want to collect a lot of qualitative data. Now, what Atlas TI can do is it can help you to analyze a text. This is really great if you're going to be putting together a corpus and you want to do a corpus analysis to find particular types of words. So you can highlight the text, you could put little indicators in, and then you can go and code the text right in Atlas TI. You can also do thought webs, and that can help you to sort the data that you have in Atlas TI as well. And Atlas TI can collect video and sound recordings and do an analysis of the sounds or the videos where you can put notes at different points in the video. So these are some things that you can do with Atlas TI, and you can go directly to their site to download it or get a subscription if this is something that you're wanting to use for your study. So some studies do require video recordings, and this could be working with patients with aphasia or other types of brain damage. Longitudinal studies with specific cases, such as with feral children, studying gestures and language, studying interactive play, analyzing child language, digital storytelling. But there's some things that you have to consider if you are going to record. Do you have the time in your master's program to collect this data? Do you have the time to analyze the data using a program like Atlas TI? And will it be easy to get permission to collect the recordings? So keep in mind your master's program spans the course of one school year. If you have the ambition to collect and code a lot of qualitative data, you may want to consider doing this in a doctorate degree. You may not have enough time to do a full analysis for your master's, but again, it depends on what you want to work on, and you may want to check with your tutor on this. So reporting qualitative data. Qualitative data does not answer hypothesis, but it shows concrete examples of raw data using images, tables, or words. There needs to be an explanation for why this data was chosen. So if you chose to use a direct quote from participants, explain why you chose this quote and not another quote. You would need to organize the qualitative data and group the information. So you can use subheadings in the results section. You could put the information into tables. So you could have several quotes and tables, but you need to have some key themes. And any full transcriptions or diaries that you have from your analysis will go directly into the appendices. And then you can just use some short examples in the results section. So here's some examples of reporting qualitative data. This is a screenshot that someone used from a program. So they're using a particular program, and they wanted to show a Catalan students post in a digital classroom. This is a table. So this is a table showing responses to short answers. And here's an example of writing a long answer out. So, and further, here's a transcription. So this is a transcription from a video that a student was analyzing with an English aphasic with Broca's aphasia. So you can also then convert the qualitative data into quantitative data. So to do this, quantitative data should be coded and sorted numerically. So this would be like converting Likert responses of strongly disagree, disagree, neutral, agree, and strongly agree into numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Often data is sorted and given central tendencies using descriptive statistics, such as the percentage of people who responded the same way. And once the data is coded numerically, you can use inferential statistics to analyze the results. So inferential statistics would be tests like the t-test, the analysis of variance. We will be getting into that in the next video, but most of the tests that we'll be doing in JASP will be inferential statistics. So again, these are my references. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.